What happens when someone who is so seemingly rational and by the book comes across something that does not adhere to his sense of reality? It sort of throws everything into momentary chaos.
You have acquired an American accent, Kidodai. So my wife tells me.
Now your boss is Admiral Inakuchi.
Yes.
And he's not the hardliner that Onada was. He tells you to proceed with a lighter touch.
You know why?
Why?
Navy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's, well, from Kido's point of view. Kido is Kempeitai / army. They have their way of doing things, and the perception is the Navy, which in this world is the dominant force on the seas, but we have our differences, and it's an interesting peek into that division within the Japanese Pacific states.
What was true in our world, and is even more true in this world, is that the Navy were more circumspect about the way that they built and then maintained an empire. And there was a very famous conflict between Yamamoto, who was the admiral of the Japanese fleet, and Tojo, who became the Prime Minister of Japan after a coup. We deliberately play into this, so when the admiral comes in and takes over from the army, he has history with Tagomi too. He's more of an appeaser. He's more of an inclusive. He wants to win hearts and minds and not just brutalize. And that's a real conflict for Kido.
As with most men, Smith's family is his Achilles heel. Not just the unstable wife, but his two precious daughters may also carry the defect. They're coming of age.
What I love about this characterization of Hoover is that he behaves in this fascist world exactly as J. Edgar Hoover did in the democratic USA of the period. You know, he collects information about people, he plants damaging stories about them in the press, he blackmails and threatens his enemies. It's exactly the Hoover that we know historically from our own world.
We take a character who is considered to some degree a joke in America, but you put him in an environment where he would thrive. And you study that character, you recreate that character. You know, in some ways, a perfect image of many of the Nazis from America in the 30s. These were failed people in many ways who under this crazy and brutal regime were able to achieve very high office and horrific domination of people.